Hey, good afternoon, Map here, Map Investments. Doing another video here on a lovely Sunday, watching the Dolphins. Chubb just scored, and it's 30-17 with 13 minutes in the fourth quarter. So just relaxing here on a Sunday, watching some football, doing some house chores, and getting ready for the week. The market's in a confirmed uptrend here on IBD, and I got a couple requests from Tejas on some of the trades that I did that I got into. So let's jump into those defensive stocks. Seemed like on the last session Friday, the opportunities that I saw were in defensive stocks that were being sold off and going into more speculative plays. Um, I think it's a good buying opportunity regardless of what you think is going on. Uh, so that's what I did. I placed these trades in UNH. I think he wanted to talk about UNH and Cigna. So let's pull up the chart on UNH, and I did trades on both of them. A 90 composite here on Investor Business Daily, which is big, and UNH is a component of the Dow Jones. Let me pull up here. This is the Dow Jones components, and you can see here that United Health Group was the last one worst performer on the day. They also call them UMR. It is my insurance company through my employer, and they call them UMR. So what did I do in UMR? Let's see, UMR or UNH. Um, I did a put credit spread of the 510 500. So let's pull that up here on the Thinkorswim platform. I did it 33 days out because that's where the liquidity was in these. When I say liquidity and the open interest and volume, that's where the action was taking place. I like to go 40. The sweet spot's 45 days when you're selling options. Um, I went to the 40s, and there just wasn't a lot of action in here. So I did sacrifice some time, but that's pretty good because you have time on your side anyways as an option seller. The 47s day out didn't have any action. So I just stuck with the 33-day options, and I did the 510, 500, which is 10 point wide, which one contract is equivalent to $1,000. You can see here my margin is $1,000 on this spread, and I collected $350. My max loss is 650. My max gain is 350. But the goal is for me to buy it back within the next 33 days at a 50% profit. Here's the Analyze tab. This is how it shows up the trade on the Analyze tab. If it stays above 510, you collect your 350 if you wait to the end. And if it goes down below your strikes, you lose 650. The probability of the trade that I place is probably not a high one, but I wanted to. So they have IB rank here at 39, which is pretty good for UNH. Let me see what they have them here in toss and Thinkorswim. They have them at 45, even higher. There are a couple of trade mechanics you could do here that you could place. I'm just bullish on UNH because not if you look at the chart here, it got sold off big right at the 200 day and it bounced back up. We got an RS of 86 and they're profitable company, big company with a market cap of 488 billion dollars. So they're huge. Um, I want to say that's their market cap. Let me check. I don't want to misspeak. 487 billion. That's big. They employ 350,000 employees, and they had 285 billion in revenue. So that is what I did. If you show here for illustration purposes, I can show you here on the Tastyworks platform as well, and it was five. So this trade this trade is at a 63 probability pop, which stands for probability of profit. Um, Remember, I collect 350, so I'm up. But the spreads are a little bit wider, so you got to take that into consideration. When I say the spreads are a little wider, um, what I'm referring to is that the bid ask isn't tight. As you can see, bid 1185, ask 1250. You want to be hypothetically in Buffalo. Buffalo is romping on Minnesota. But I think Minnesota scored. We still got there's 10-point game. There's still time in that game. Um, Hypothetically, you want to stay with 5 cents to a cent range. So let me pull up one that might have penny wide, like Snap. You see that these options are penny wide. That's great because the liquidity is there. You can get in and out easier. UNH and Cigna might be tougher for me to get out, but whatever. That's the opportunity I saw. I took a chance. Um, so that's this trade that I did. Hopefully, this illustration uh, is helpful. They don't have earnings till it says here 1/9. That's what it says here. Let me see what it says here. And it looks like they don't have earnings. Another trade you can do, I wouldn't do it because I would like IV rank over 50, is an Iron Condor. I don't have many Iron Condors on right now. I did close out Allstate. Allstate. I had an Iron Condor on Allstate. And pretty much what an Iron Condor is you sold the same put that I did, but you also sold a call credit spread. And let's say by looking at this chart, UNH's high was 558. So let's just look at those strikes and like try and say we want to box it in here and keep it as a range bound trade. Uh, let's say 550 and 560. So on this trade, you could have collected $520 on $1,000 spread. Your max loss is 480. Your max profit is 520. Try and buy back this spread at half, which would be 260, if my math is correct. But the thing is, this has a 40% probability of success. I try and aim for 60 plus. You could have probably spread this out even bigger, maybe gone to the 560, 570, at 44%, 455. You could maybe even go even further. This is for 390, maybe even maybe let's say 600. This is 57% probability of profit, and you're at the 600, 610. Now you also could have gone maybe lower on the put side, so you have to play with it. It's up to you. It's how you feel with the chart, and you play with it here, and it tells you here your probability of profit. You just got to make your assumption instead of obviously you want to look okay. So you look at the chart, high 558, low 200 average is it closed pretty much at the 200-day average. You can look here that the handle, the low is 487. So you can make you could design. That's the beautiful thing about options. You could design your trade. Take some thinking to go into it. If you really want to be like exact, like on the graph, on the chart, so let's say 487. So let's say we go up to 480, 480, right? And then on the top end, you go 560, let's say 560. You collect 269 on this, but remember this is a $1,000 trade. Your your max loss is 731. Your max profit is 269. Buying power effect is 1,000, and 63 probability of profit. I just like the bigger credit. and I just went with the put credit spread because I think that it got sold off pretty big. So that's UNH trade that I did. Um, Maybe I'll do another video in Cigna a little bit later, but it was the same concept. Um, Cigna has the same IV, same industry, same thing. In Cigna, I did the 290, 280, which is 10 $10 wide. The spreads are pretty wide on these options. And I collected on this one. It says I'm up $135, but I don't really pay attention to that because they're very wide, the bid ask. I collected 340. You want to collect between so you want to collect a third of the width. So on a $10 wide spread, you want to collect at least $330, up to 350. You can collect more, even better. And you can get a higher pop, more power to you. When I say pop, talking about probability of profit, of making a penny on the trade. So I did the on Cigna. I did the 290, 280. Close. 67% probability of success. If you look at the chart here in Cigna, a $92 billion company, and look at this bar. Big bar on an RS of 94. It did finish on top of the 50-day moving average. Um, and it was hitting the sell profit zone almost. You can see this green bar here in the Market Smith chart. Uh, One of the indicators was up here, profit. It was almost in the profit section anyways. And this is the this is the buy zone, and this is the stop loss zone. So pretty much was into the buy zone, and that's why it perked back up over the 50-day. We look at this chart. Did have heavy value, and we did talk about it in my prior video about the rotation out of these defense stocks into tech and more of the speculative plays, because I guess people think that everything's rosy because inflation went down a tad. So, anyways, I hope this helps you with the iron condor and put credit spread on the health insurers. And maybe I'll do a little video. The market opens, the futures open up at 6. Maybe I jump back here on YouTube and do another video on the open and my thoughts and see how the futures open. All right, enjoy the football Sunday, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.